The Jolly Postman, or Other People's Letters, by Janet and Allan Ahlberg. We love this book. Once upon a bicycle, so they say, a jolly postman came one day, from over the hills and far away, with a letter for the 3 bears.
Dear Mr. and Mrs. Bear and Baby Bear, I am very sorry indeed that I came into your house and ate Baby Bear's porridge. Mummy says I am a bad girl. I hardly eat any porridge when she cooks it, she says. Daddy says he will mend the little chair. Love from Goldilocks. P.S. Baby Bear can come to my party if he likes. There will be 3 kinds of jelly and a conjurer.
So the bears read the letter, except Baby Bear. The postman drank his tea, and what happened next we'll very soon see. Off went the postman, toodaloo, in his uniform of postal blue, to a gingerbread cottage and garage too, with a letter for the Wicked Witch.
Back in. That's okay. So we have to not put them all in until the end.
What is it in there? Here we have a flyer from Hobgoblin Supplies, full of things a witch might need, like Little Boy Pie Mix, Cup and Saucer tea service, frog powder, and the Little Demon spell-proof tent. Don't forget your goggles for cats. So the witch read the letter with a cackle of glee, while the postman read the paper, but left his tea. It was green. Soon the jolly postman, we hear tell, stopped at a door with a giant bell and a giant bottle of milk as well, with a postcard for, guess who? Mr. Very Big.
It's kind of sad, but this is not a letter, it's a postcard.
Thinking of you on our magic carpet tour. Dear Giant Big, having a nice time, me, my mom, and your hen, what lays the golden eggs. It's better than traveler's checks. Saw a bloke as we was flying down, he was bigger than you. I've took note of his address. Take care of yourself and your talking harp. I'll be back for that one of these days, I shouldn't wonder. Bye for now, your very little pal, Jack. So the giant read the postcard with a baby on his knee, and the postman wet his whistle with a thimble full of tea. Once more on his bicycle, the postman rode to a beautiful palace, so we've been told, where nightingales sang, and a sign said, sold, with a letter for Cinderella. There's a surprise. A letter.
Or I could use it as a foot glass. What pillows on the foot?
And a book. Stay tuned at the end of this story and we'll read it to you.
Let's read it.
Dear Princess, we at the Piper Press hope soon to publish a little book for younger readers in celebration of your recent marriage to H.R.H. Prince Charming. A copy of this book is enclosed for your approval. We trust this somewhat shortened version of Your Highness's most marvelous tale will not displease you. We also trust that you will be comfortable in your new home and live happily ever after. Your humble servant and loyal subject to be, Peter Piper."
So Cinders read her little book, The Postman Drank Champagne, then wobbled off on his round again and again and again. Oops. Later on, the postman, feeling hot, came upon a grandma in a shady spot. "But Grandma, what big teeth you've got! Besides, this is a letter for, ooh, Big Bad Wolf." Now there's one in here.
Wow. It's full.
"Dear Mr. Wolf, we are writing to you on behalf of our client, Miss Red Riding Hood, concerning her grandma. Miss Hood tells us that you are presently occupying her grandma's cottage and wearing her grandma's clothes without this lady's permission. Please understand that if this harassment does not cease, we will call in the official woodcutter and, if necessary, all the king's horses and all the king's men. On a separate matter, we must inform you that Messrs. Three Little Pigs Limited are now firmly resolved to sue for damages. Your offer of shares in a turnip or apple-picking business is declined, and all this huffing and puffing will get you nowhere. Yours sincerely, Harold Meany."
So Grandma read the letter and poured the tea, which the not-so-jolly postman drank nervously. Now the jolly postman, nearly done, so is the story, came to a house where a party had begun. On the step was a bear with a bun, but the letter was for Goldilocks.
See these bags better.
Birthday wishes, 8 today. A pound note, 1 pound. Pat a cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Carry it in on a beautiful plate and light up the candles. Today I am 8. To Goldilocks, with love from Mrs. Bunting and Baby. So Goldilocks put the pound note in the pocket of her frock, and the postman joined the party, and they all played postman's knock. Once upon a bicycle, so they say, a jolly postman came one day, from over the hills and far away, and went home in the evening for tea. The end. Cinderella, the story of a fairy tale princess. There once was a young woman named Cinderella, who had a cruel stepmother, 2 cruel and ugly stepsisters, and a father who was not around much. One day the postman arrived with an invitation to the royal ball. The stepmother and the sisters got dressed in their finery and departed almost at once, leaving Cinderella alone. She couldn't go to the ball. She had nothing to wear and no transport. Luckily, at that moment, Cinderella's fairy godmother dropped in. Finding Cinderella in tears, she worked her magic and sent her off to the ball, in a beautiful gown and a golden coach. "But be back by 12, she said. "The magic stops at midnight." So Cinderella went to the ball and had a marvelous time. She ate lots of little sausages on sticks and danced constantly with the prince, who obviously admired her. Then, just when things were going well, the clock struck 12, and Cinderella had to run for it. The prince was inconsolable, until, that is, he found one of Cinderella's glass slippers, which cheered him up. And the next day he went looking for a young woman whose foot would fit the slipper. meaning to marry her if she'd have him. All the women in the town, young and old, even the ugly sisters, tried on the slipper, but without success. Then, finally, Cinderella tried it on, and it fitted, of course, and that was that. A few days later, Cinderella and the prince were married. Telegrams of congratulations arrived from every corner of the kingdom, and the newspapers were full of the event. "Fairy Tale Princess," the headlines proclaimed, which, on this occasion, it must be said, was really no exaggeration at all. The end. A story of magic and romance, glass slippers, and little sausages on sticks. The best happily ever after tale of all.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time for our next story. Hope to see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.